Hello. It's Tuesday, the 2nd of September, 2025. Welcome along to the channel, The Fifth Guardian. I'm your host, Tony Hunt, where today I'll be player of games. You can't see that though. But as always, it's not my story. It's not your story. Today's story is all about competing in multiple series within Real Racing 3 Update 13.6. And this is part 4 of that mini series. Game on screen, bit of audio. Right, okay. Massage Gamer says hello. Hello, Massage Gamer. Welcome along. Good to see you again. Good to see you again. Right. Okay, where do we begin? Well, it's a Tuesday, which means new online multiplayer tournament, new weekly time trial. Go and do the weekly time trial, Tony. Okay, go on then, as you asked kindly. Right, let's have a look. So the car that was offered as being capable of upgrading as part of winning the car is available again as a discount. I don't know where they're going with this. Honestly, I don't. I don't understand. Seriously, I don't. And I'm wondering which car of these two will be quicker. Honestly, I don't know. So what I'll tell you what I'm thinking of doing. I'm thinking of I'm gonna go with these cars until we run out of drive, and then we'll go to this thing. Oh dear. Let's give the Porsche a go. Let's see what we do. Now I'm calling this warm up, but who knows? Oh, it's Laguna Seca. Might be fun. Then again, it might not be. Respect to Laguna Seca. Oh my word, close there. Almost went off track. Oh, almost again. Oh. Obviously the key is always to make it skid, so you know where the limits are. Believe that, you leave out. You know what? That is a good base lap to put in. Virtual Medical Dr. Iyaka says, hello. I use the rental Porsche in this week's weekly time trial. I did see, I saw your score. What have we got? We got an F. We got an F. I don't know how to feel about that. Top 50%. Massage Gamer says, do you have a new car? Do you have a new cars? No, but because there's nothing to upgrade, I'm going back through time. Going back through time to the original road collection and taking the road collection up to 100%. Some people aren't happy with that. It's like, what am I supposed to do? You know, they don't give us anything new. They don't give us new cars to upgrade or cars they've not offered discounts on before. What do they expect us to do? I don't know. Everyone's a critic nowadays. Don't know what to do. Look at that. A 107. So, oh, Ron5225 is top of my leaderboard. But I mean, obviously, yeah, I mean, that all just follows how good the PR of the car is, to be fair. Right, okay. So I've got to improve by a second. Let's have a go with the Koenigsegg Agera R, which is technically of a lower PR. But let's see how we get on. This is all warm up. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. We keep on going though. Yeah, so this car is not as good at brakes. Interesting. I think the Porsche is not a bad all-rounder, you know. Oh dear, look at this. So I'm not using this car again. Which is a shame because oh, I'm too late, I'm too late, I'm too late, I'm too late. Ah. Oh. Yeah, we'll not be using that car again. Aaron C. John says, hello. Hello, Aaron C. John. Welcome along. Good to see you. Says, should I fully upgrade the Pininfarina? Good question. Should you? What's the discount on it? I mean, it's only 35%. I don't know is the honest answer to that. I don't know. Let me have a think about it because yeah, I mean that's not brilliant. I can't remember what it was when so when it was first released, you won the other car and you had the opportunity of getting a discount on this car, which does indeed have an exclusive series. But I honestly can't remember what the discount was. And the problem is, it's only in 2 series. I mean, I don't know. What I would suggest to you to do, and you might not be able to do this, is always how I used to judge whether or not to upgrade a car is how much gold I've got, the cost of upgrading the car in total against the rewards you can get back. That's what I used to do. So that's what I would do if you can. Now, obviously, in the past, I don't know if it was, I think it was a 40% discount when there was the opportunity to win the car. So it just made sense to fully upgrade it all the way to have it fully upgraded and unlock the exclusive series. 35% is not as good, so it's touch and go. It's touch and go. I'll leave it to you to make the decision based on the amount of gold you've got. If you haven't got a lot of gold, I'd say no. If you've got some gold to spare, it might be worthwhile doing. Bearing in mind, fully upgrading the car gives you the opportunity of getting a half decent time in this week's weekly time trial. Ozil enters the chat, says hello. How are you doing, man? I'm doing okay, thank you very much. Thank you for asking. Aaron C. John says it will cost around 400 gold to do so, and that's like all I've got. Yeah, I would hold on. I would hold on to that, especially if you haven't got, which obviously you won't have. You won't have the McLaren, the new McLaren, and also if you haven't got the let me have a look. Which car is it? The Koenigsegg Jesko Absolute. If you've not got those 2 cars, I would hold on if I was you. Ozil says, today I famed 110 gold and, oh, I earned, I guess, 110 gold and 800,000 R dollars. Well done. That's excellent. Well done. Ozil says the Jesco. Oh dear, he's panicking about the Jesco. Don't worry about it, man. It'll come. Jesco would be 50% right. Is it confirmed? Is it guaranteed? Well, nothing in this world is guaranteed, Ozil. It's all chance. But in terms of the information that we have, um, the Koenigsegg Jesco Absolute should have a 50% discount. So hopefully you'll be all right. Aaron C. John says it was 40%, I think, when it was first released. There we go. I thought it was. So it's not as good a deal this time round. It's a shame you missed out on it. But again, that's the problem when you're starting off. You're limited on gold. Um, I'd be tempted to hold off if I was you, especially if you haven't got a shed load of gold. Aaron C. John says, I will be happy to get to Group C with my current upgrades. Very good. Ozil says, death is guaranteed. Well, okay, he's not talking about me. He's talking about everyone. He's saying, what is guaranteed in this life? Well, okay. I'll let you have that one. The question is when, though. When? Hopefully not for a long time. Hopefully not for a long time. Let's have another go with a Porsche. And then I'm going over to the... Oh, I need to think of a short name. I used to call it the red one or the yellow one. That's what I used to do, because the names on these cars are way too long. Oh, look at that, we're already up. See, this is the thing. This is the thing with trial and error. You naturally improve. Well, actually, I just got worse. You know what I mean. Ooh, look at that, a second up, a second. Oh, no, went off track. Oh, lost it right at the end. Well, I'm doing another go just to warm up. Oh, I'm going to go off track again. Oh, dear, that was terrible. That was shocking. Aaron C. John says, I did 1 minute in weekly time trial. That's very good. And John says, starting all over again. Oh, what does that mean? Oh, not sure I like the sound of that. Ouch. Yeah, that's not good. I'm not sure what I did it in. What did I do it in? Blimey, 1 minute. Wow. Hark at you. Although I am using the wrong car. But, you know, it's always good to... Oh, no. Right, okay. I always find it good to warm up. But now it's time. I mean, come on, really? What a mouthful. The Automobili Pininfarina. The Automobili Pininfarina. Battista Edzioni Nino Farina. What am I going to call this car? I'm going to call it the top car. They need to think of a better name for a bloody car than flipping book. Honestly, they're a book shorter than that car. I can think of one to mind, actually. It literally has no words in it. Anyway, ooh, do you know what? Look at this car go. Thing with this car, being electric, it's always hard to understand when you need to brake because the torque is so good. Acceleration's off the charts. Oh, messed that up. Thought I'd gone off then. 4 seconds quicker. That's better than a kick in the gonads. Aaron C. John says, pin in Farina. I tell you what, let's just call it P. The P car. Ozil says it's electric. Yes, it is. Yeah. And he starts crying. Not all the electric cars are bad. Some of the electric cars are awesome because of the torque. There we go. I'm into E. E. I'm only into E. Jesus. Flipping heck. Ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be a long show. Long show today. Oh, Ozil says the sound, I mean. Well, what do you expect? It's electric, man. Make your own sound if you want petrol engine. I'm only joking. I'm going to stop that now. It's embarrassing. Oh, God. Oof. Hello. Oh, man, there's so much time to be had with this car. Oh, dear. I've messed up. I've messed up. Oh, God. Shame, because I'm a little bit ahead, but I'm going to have a penalty, so doesn't mean anything. Yeah, so this car, see, the problem with these electric cars, they normally have incredible acceleration, good top speed, and as a result, even if the brakes are half decent, it's hard to brake in. Most electric cars have terrible brakes for some reason. I don't understand why. Oh, good grief, what's going on there? That's terrible. I'll tell you what, this is a good track to practice on. Oh no, come on, why? Another penalty. I am not doing very well here. Ozil says, can you watch the replay of top players, please? I want to watch it. Well, why don't you just watch it on your own game? I like doing it rather than watching. Aaron C. John says, I did a slide to break in the first corner. Did you now? Oh, okay. And that improved like half a second. Okay. I don't like sliding. Don't like sliding. I'm getting close to being under a minute, so let's do it this time. Behind, not good. Come on. Let's do this. We're a second up. so close to going off there. 1 and a bit seconds up. There we go. That only puts me into D though. Oh dear. Man. There we go. Oh, not even into D. Still into still in E. Good grief. Terrible. Aaron C. John says this car is predictable when sliding. I don't think any car can be predictable when sliding, to be fair. That's the whole point of skidding. You're out of control. Okay. There we go. There we go. Half a second up, that'll do me. Oh, then again, it might not, because I just messed up there. And so the shadow is catching up. That being said, it looks like I'm a second ahead, so don't mess up now. Oh, messed up. Oh. Always mess up at that corner. With this car, at the very least. There we go. So surely, we're into D. We are indeed. Okay, let's come out and let's see what we need to do to get into C, which is my default position apparently. Top 5%, that's me. Never the best, never the worst. Always in the, well, not even in the middle. Okay, we can do this. Blimey, Rom5225's got a good, oh, that would be Aaron C. John. Got a good time. Well done. Well done indeed. Yeah, again. Yeah. Right, okay, so 1.157 seconds to get into C. Let's see what we can do. We've got a bit of time. This lap is a little bit on the short side, so a couple of opportunities. Oh dear. Oh dear. Here we go. Off track all the time now. Let's try again. Might be a D week. Oh dear. Oh, shame. Oh dear. So you say skidding works, I say it doesn't. See, there we go. No quicker. Rupert Dutter enters the chat and says, "What's up, guys?" The ceiling, the sky, the sun, sometimes the moon. All of the above. Welcome along. Good to see you again. Thank you for watching. Thank you for saying hello in the chat. Ozil said he did that with a 95 PR. That's because he's a good racer, unlike me. There we go. Right. I just earned my success through hard work. I'm like the Kevin Keegan of the football world. If you don't know who Kevin Keegan is, looking him up. So I mean, I'm like the Kevin Keegan of the real Racing 3 world. From the football world, Kevin Keegan was. Can't even beat me anymore. I think I've got half a second if I get the final corner right. Which I actually think is all about braking early. Problem is, I'm half a second behind my shadow, so. See, look, there you go, look at that. 0.2 seconds quicker, and that was with a slow lap. Getting closer to being under a second. Let's carry on. A little bit of time to go. Oh, not much. It's a good start, though. Ozil said, when you heard football and hard work, I heard Cristiano Ronaldo. So Cristiano Ronaldo absolutely works very hard, but he is blessed with skills as well. So all he did is work hard. He went, I've got a set of skills. I'm going to work hard and improve those skills. Yeah, so it's like he could have been. He was like Paul Gascoigne. Paul Gascoigne, probably not the hardest worker in terms of football. So up here, actually no, let's put it on screen. Up here, like this is the best. And Cristiano Ronaldo worked hard every day and made his skill level up here. That's the difference. That is the difference, yeah? You can have skills and be successful, but then if you work hard every day, you can be, well, the best. But that also means if you don't have the best skill set, you can still be successful in life just by working hard every day. Because so many people don't work hard. I mean, obviously, I'm not working hard right now. I'm playing a game. Come on. Well, that was a mess up. There we go. Didn't do it. Drew Baduta says, when I hear Guardians say football, I hear Man United in depression. No comment. I mean, I'm talking football of old. When they weren't prima donnas. They're all prima donnas now. Let's not kid ourselves. And to every footballer that's getting upset on that, you're a prima donna. You really are. Ozil says, nope, he isn't blessed. He isn't the player he was at start. He made himself and built himself. Blessed, I mean, God gifted, of course. He had the talent. He did. But then he worked hard every day to improve that talent, hone that talent to absolutely achieve. If he didn't work any hard, he wouldn't have achieved what he did. Yes, he had a gift, but he didn't end it there. He carried on. And I think that's critical to anyone that's successful in life. Don't just achieve on your gifts. Look at your gifts and then work hard to improve on those. Pixel Pursuit enters the chat. Not seen you in a while. Says Dutch Grand Prix was a blast. What's your thought? Honestly, I don't. I'm not a fan of Piastri. So I find him a bit. I mean, in fairness, if if I was, I get what he's doing. He's playing safe. He's not taking risks, and he's playing the calculation in his mind. of I'm quick enough. All I have to do is not make any mistakes and let everybody else make mistakes around me, which is what happened. Well, it's what happened up to this point. Lando Norris, did he cause that engine failure by pushing hard, trying to catch? Probably not. He was unlucky. Um, yeah, I'm just not. I mean, I didn't watch it live. I only saw the highlights, but I'm just not a fan of Piastri. Sorry, I'm just not. I Yeah, that's all I'm going to say. Ozil says, Pixel, hard luck to Ferrari, man. Unlucky as always. Max did well. He did. He got second. Now, I actually think Max would be. It's funny. In terms of what Piastri is doing, if Max had done that this season, which is like, right, I'm not going to win. So let me just do the best I can and not get into any entanglements, not push too hard, just do my race and see where we end up. He'd probably be a lot closer to the champions, but Max is an all or nothing sort of guy. Piastri isn't. Piastri is I know what I can do. I'm just going to go around and do it. And it's up to everybody else to overtake me. And by the fact that it's up to everybody else to overtake him, they're making mistakes. So, yeah. Eh. Pixel Pursuit says Norris and Leclerc got the badge. Specifically Leclerc, to be fair. I mean, he literally got knocked off. That's just outrageous. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. Drew Badutter says Guardian, that's what happens when you have the fastest car. Lando has a chance to come back strong. He does. I don't think he will. Don't think he will. It's in Piastri's hand, and he's quite a cool. He is a cool, calm calculator as well. So he knows exactly what he needs to do, and probably more to the point, what he doesn't need to do. He's one of these racers that when he's in second, he doesn't push. He goes, "I've got second. I'll take second." Whereas if it's Max and he's in second, he goes, "I ain't got first. I've got to push for first." So 9 times out of 10, Piastri finishes second when he's second. 5 times out of 10, Max finishes second. 2 times out of 10, Max finishes first. 3 times out of 10, well, he finishes lower down. That's the difference. And Max obviously is a world-class Formula One driver. Unfortunately, I think Piastri is going to be as well, which I don't like. I just find it boring. He's boring. Maybe I am. Maybe that's what I am. Boring. Why are you watching? I'm boring, apparently. Anyway, there we go. That is the time trial done. I'm only in D. I'm sure I will get into C as always, but I'm 0.953 seconds away from C. Shall we do the online multiplayer tournament first? Let's have a go. Grand Prix circuit at Dubai Autodrome. Why not? Now then, this is interesting because we've got. Do you see what I mean? Half my cars are fully upgraded in these events already. Which, I'm not complaining about. It just shows, again, the effort I've put in to get the cars upgraded. But what do you go for? You got the Chevrolet Corvette C7 ZR1, which has got acceleration, top speed, not great on grip. Or do you go for the Lotus Emira? Problem with the Lotus Emira, it's not particularly fast. Very slow on acceleration, in my humble opinion. But my God, is it grippy. I think we all know what I'm going to go for. That's what I like. Ozil asks again, Bugatti event when? What are you on about, man? Don't you ever listen? You need to start listening. Also, you need to start looking down below. Because every time I tell you when it is. Every time. Stop asking questions you've already got the answer to. You great big Wally. I don't know. It's all right asking all these questions, but you really need to listen to the answers, and you don't. bet on that you'd ask that question tonight. It was 100 to 1. I won quite a bit of money, thank you very much. So I appreciate the fact that you're predictable. For some reason, the bookies didn't think you were. Now then, even though this car is not the best in terms of acceleration, I'm still in first. And that's despite the terrible start that I had, because I've been a right old whinge. About the question that's been asked every single day of this release, and I've said it every day. Here we go, this is it, first, good start as always. It is always easier to get first position, I find, when on the first race. Not of the day, but of the tournament. Although that being said, I'm in second now, oh dear. There we go, back in first. Am I far enough ahead though to definitely get first? Possibility of not. So now Ozil's having a hissy fit. Okay, you have a hissy fit. I've answered all your questions, I read all your... But you asked the same question over again. So there you go. Alois enters the chat, welcome along, says, I think Piastri will DNF at some point. I think he already has. I'm sure the first race he DNF at. But the point is he has got a one in hand, so to speak. So Sunday, Norris getting a DNF sort of just balanced it out. And obviously Norris technically has had 2 DNFs, but that was because he attempted to overtake, which again, for me, pulls into the thing where Piastri doesn't take risks, and Norris felt that he had to. Think about it now. If Norris had just held back, done what Piastri would have done that position, and finished second, he'd have been in a so much better position. The likelihood is he probably would have been ahead at this point going into that race, and the mindset changes. But hey, who knows? Drew Badutti says he got P8 in the first race. Okay. I could have sworn. Oh, right, okay. Did he have... I'm sure he had some problems, though. So, I mean, again, if that's the case, then he is due. He is due. But again, that's one of the reasons why I don't like him. He sort of plays it safe, which I actually kind of... If it was me doing that, I'd probably do the same. But it makes him frustrating to watch. Whereas Norris does take risks. But see again now, Norris has to push hard going forward, whereas Piastri can sort of like take his time. If he gets P2 in the next race, he won't complain too much about that. Whereas if Norris is P2 in the next race, he will feel like he has to push. We'll see. There's plenty of races still to go. Lots of exciting tracks still to go as well. So we'll see. So I'm in third place here. Not really been pushing too hard, but it looks good. P3 should mean a positive score. And I'm 100 yards ahead of fourth. Still got a possibility of getting second, I'd say. Probably not going to get first. There we go. Yep, definitely got third. There we go. Ozil says, I ask questions and sometimes leave the stream for some time because you read after completing a race. Well, I can't read the bloody chat while I'm racing. Jesus. Who is this guy? Right, there we go. I only scored 11, but 11 nevertheless. And I do believe I'm like 8 points away from going up another gold. There we go. So still on 4. 618 will take me up to 5 gold. But I think I'm going to leave it there for today in terms of online multiplayer tournament. Leave it there. Let's have a go at some of the races that we've got for today, of which there are quite a few. So where do I start? Let's go to road collection. Do we do road collection? No. Let's go to motorsports. And let's do GT4. Race for Glory, 69%. Okay, so tier 16. The cup is 64.4, which is enough for the Nissan Z. Let's have a think about this. I reckon the speed record probably needs to be done by the McLaren. We'll have a go with the autocross with the Nissan Z. And then I'll do the Nissan Z on the Cup. Now I'm going to start from way back behind the start line. Let's see if this works. I think I've already got first, or if not first, then close. There we go. There we go, I'm in second already. Probably didn't need to start behind the start line because look, I've already got first before crossing it. But it's always good to make sure. There we go, first position. Fine. Well, guess what? I'm going to finish the race and I'll read your chat. Oh dear. Right, okay, this is looking good. Well, I mean, it is looking good for the win. I've already got first position. Just need to finish the lap. Well. I do like this car, to be fair. It is well balanced, but my word, it was expensive. Yeah, so I didn't need to start from way behind the start line to win that race. Okay, so Ozil says there is one race in Pro Amateur Series, Indianapolis Speedway. It's very hard. My car is maxed out, and still the first guy too fast seems not possible to complete. So on that, I would say, well, first off, do you have assists on? So again, some of the races you can't win if you have assists on. You need to turn the assists off. The second thing is, if you are racing online, you typically are put against copies of human opponents that are quicker than the computer opponents. So what I tend to do when I'm struggling there is I literally take the device offline, reset the game, and you'll be racing against computer opponents, which typically are slower, and you've got an opportunity of getting first. Yeah, so that's possibly an option. Also goes on to say, I am just saying, not asking you to read chat while racing, of course. Well, that's very kind of you. Thank you very much. Druba Dusty says, or you could use an RR3 cheat code. Laugh out loud. Well, you could, I guess, but I'm not. See, this is the thing with Real Racing 3. I'm not aware of any cheat codes, and if I was, I wouldn't use them. But there are lots of little cheeky things you can do in the game to overcome obstacles. Like, for example, on speed records, starting behind the start line to set the fastest um, speed time or miles per hour time. So there's lots of things you can do. Oh, I'm using the wrong car. There's lots of things you can do. And like anything else, it comes with experience. Like, for example, endurance, if you're online, if you're racing against a human opponent, it's something silly like 12, 15, 18 miles you've got to complete just to get first. If you're offline, typically you only have to do between 5.4 and 6.4 miles. So it is a lot easier if you're just racing against the computer opponent. Ozil says every assist off from day one. Okay, that's pretty good. Low sensitivity. I did try it with internet off. Still a bit hard. Okay, fair enough. Reset may be the problem. I just turn off Wi-Fi and start race. Should try restarting. Yes, you should. So if you like, for example, if you go into a race, it effectively caches the opponents you're racing against. So I always find if I go from an online mode to an offline mode, it's important to restart the game so it loses that cache. Yeah, so possibly that might make a difference. And you should find if you turn offline, fundamentally what you shouldn't have is racing against any human opponents. The exception is if you're in a member of a racing team. Members of your racing team will always appear, but you can get rid of those by quitting that race and restarting it. And as soon as you restart it, those members drop out. So you will then just be racing against computer opponents. Right, I'm going to do the Nissan Z this time. So 3 laps around Suzuka circuit, the Grand Prix circuit. We've been racing 50 minutes. I've been talking way too much, as always. Let's see how we get on. Right, so I'm in 12, 11, 10, 9. Bit of a skid there. Eric might be required to fix some of the bodywork. That's fine, that's all he's good for. There we go, 7. Use the guy in front of his brakes. Oh, that didn't work. Right, this might be hard to get first in. At least with this car. Oh dear. Oh, got damage at the front as well. Okay, I'm in 6. 2 laps to go. 5 cars to overtake. I can see them all, but it's not looking good, I'll be honest. Look, that guy went off on his own. Well, racing hard with the other 2 guys in front. So that helps me out. That puts me up to 4th. I do think the computer opponents have been turned up aggression-wise too much, because they quite often go off. And, you know, I mean, we've all seen it, just with me racing. They do block you quite often. But I think by them being turned up, they block each other and cause all sorts of accidents. But for some reason, despite that, they can't overtake back markers. Never quite understood that. Don't know why. There we go. We're in the points. We're in the points. 3rd. That does mean the next tier will be open, which is important, because that should mean an opportunity of getting over 75%, and therefore I believe it's 21 gold. Then again, I might drop to 4th again. Then again I might not. Oh dear. Then again I might. Then again I might not. Proper racing going on there, although I might have gone on the grass. There are crimes in this world, and that's not one of them. Oh. Yeah, so I don't think I'm going to get first, to be fair. But in fairness, the goal today was getting the 21 gold. Hey, what 4th is keeping me honest, as they say, because he's right on my tail. At least he was. Okay, so here I am in 3rd, close to 2nd, 100 yards ahead of 4th. Definitely not going to get first. I do think only the McLaren can get first on this particular race, and I've messed up big time here because I've lost speed all the way down this long straight. And here he goes. Here he goes. Right, I'm going to have to accept 3rd. There we go. Not brilliant, but enough to open up the next tier. So we'll take that. Okay, let me have a look at the chart again. There we go. There's a bit of information to you. Who's all? Lord Night Moon says, to be fair, I've never had to do this, but I have heard other people saying that they have had to do this. Is effectively in the same series, you can do bot slowing speed snap. So in other words, go to a speed snap in that series and basically don't win it. And he says do it 8 to 9 times, and that should slow everyone down. So yeah, wouldn't argue with that. I've never had to use it myself, but yeah, I have read that other people have had this similar problem. That's how they've been able to overcome that issue. So Ozil says, I need to find a race that gives maximum mile dollars when it's bonus day. I don't have any R dollar races. Everything gives like 2 to 3,000. Um, yeah, yeah, fair comment. Fair comment. Um, can't really help with that, to be fair. I always think endurance will give at the earlier stages, endurance or the earlier tiers, sorry, the earlier series, endurance will normally give the best payout. It is all to do with the number of laps you can do. Okay, there we go. Up to date, sort of. Yes, only third there. We'll have to service the car, that's fine. It has still opened up the next tier, and I do have the best car in this series available. And there we go, a speed snap to do. 73%. So I'm just going to do the speed snap first. Get that 21 gold in the bag. Then move on to the next set of races. I think they've still got 4 races to do. It's crazy. There we go. Surely, easy. No? Yeah, just about. I think I got first there. There we go. That was close though. Only $3,000. Slowly but surely moving the M dollars back up. $75%, 21 gold. All right, we're doing all right. Okay, let's do the club circuit head to head. Now, I reckon I can do this and then finish the series with the cup race, but I could be wrong. I may run out of durability, but let's find out. Whee! A bit off track. There we go. First. And that was a quick race. So I reckon I'll have durability left. Ozil says Jesco has some unlimited endurance races I saw on YouTube. We'll try it after I get it. We'll level up faster than usual for sure. Yeah, you see, that's the thing. You'll have a car a lot quicker, a lot higher PR than what you've had before, and that will pay out more. This is sometimes the problem with Real Racing 3 as it stands today, is that all the events are always with higher PR cars. So when you do the lower PR cars, you'll be earning a few thousand R dollars, and then all of a sudden you've got the opportunity of winning car in an event, but it's still going to cost you close to 2 million R dollars. It doesn't quite work. There's no sort of middle ground. So I appreciate your frustration there. Drew Badutter says, Guardian, personal question. What gave you motivation to open a YouTube channel and giving racing streams live in YouTube? Um, right, okay. Blimey, now you're asking. That's a long story. So I didn't actually go on YouTube first. I actually went on Rumble, which is like an alternative platform to YouTube, and mainly because I thought YouTube was saturated, to be fair. So long story. Well, do you know what? This is going to be a long story. But effectively, I went to the US and I was riding roller coasters, and I filmed all the roller coasters that I was riding. So I was publishing a video a day of a roller coaster that I'd ridden. Sometimes it was on ride, sometimes it was off ride. It depended on the park that I went to and if they allowed on ride roller coasting. And I was earning. Well, I say I was earning. Technically, I didn't earn any money, but it was building up the amount of money that I could potentially earn. And Rumble was pretty good from that. It monetizes you from day one. But there were lots of stuff going on in the background, which meant then all of a sudden, as a sort of like a smallish content creator, the opportunity of earning money pretty much disappeared on Rumble. I still publish on Rumble, so everything you see on YouTube goes up to Rumble, and vice versa. Yeah, so to the point where I'm literally not earning any money on Rumble at all. So I thought, oh, well, that's not very good. So I decided to set up a sister channel on YouTube, get that going. But the problem with YouTube is it's all about hours viewed. So a 5-minute roller coaster video requires a lot of views. So then I thought, well, what else do I like doing that people might like to watch? And I went, oh, I like doing Real Racing 3. So that's how it started. And then I thought, well, I can expand that to other games, and I never have. So that's the story. Yeah, it's a bit weird. It seems to be well liked. But I think because a lot of people that provide videos on YouTube don't do it live, whereas I do it live. It's real time. So sometimes that's problematic when I'm stuck. Sometimes it's funny when I'm stuck. Sometimes it's entertaining when I'm stuck. But either way, it's all a little bit real. So, and people seem to like that. So that's what I do. It's a bit of a niche market because not everybody likes Real Racing 3. But yeah, that's why I did it. That's why I started on YouTube. And specifically, I think I did add some roller coaster videos, but I realised early on. So again, on YouTube, you're just not monetized straight away. I mean, they've got quite high. They never used to be like this. But let's be clear. I'm a very small content creator. I'm never going to earn loads of money from this. It's just a bit of fun. Yeah, so effectively I've just carried on doing it. So my content is roller coaster videos and games. Although, to be fair, just this one game. I was going to do a third section, which was movies, and I've just not had the time. But there we go. That's the reason. Plus, also, it's another skill. 2 years ago, like, I would be the person you would know had gone on holiday and hadn't taken a single photograph. It's that sort of thing I don't do. But in terms of filming and creating videos, I've got quite good. I like to think I've got quite good at it, and also my editing skills aren't too bad as well, relatively speaking. Anyway, there we go. That's me. That's why I did it. And it's a good way at the end of the day of relaxing from work as well. But it has in fairness taken quite a bit of time. Blinking heck, I'm only in 7. It's a good job I've already got the 75%. It doesn't matter. Now, ironically, it's funny because technically speaking, I could now apply on Rumble for the content creator program, which apparently earns you potentially more money. Not that it's about the money, but they want you to do adverts like, "Hi, if you like this product, then you should buy this." And I thought, I'm not doing that. No, so I'm not even going to join that program. And in terms of YouTube, I'm not monetized, so I'm way off still being monetized. I think when I get to 500 subscribers, I can have super chats. But yeah, so I just do it. I do it sort of out of fun, out of putting videos together. People seem to like it, so I figure carry on doing it. There we go. Ozil says movie reaction is great to watch. I do it. Okay, very good. Excellent. And says, "Oh, so apart from YouTube, you obviously got another job too to run the house, right?" Yeah, I have another job too. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. It's a long day to be fair. But it's also a fun day. Up at 5, in terms of my titles. So every day you see there's a different thumbnail and a different set of gaming going on. There's not a massive amount of prep, but there's a little bit of prep. So I set that up in the morning, get that done, do my day job, and then in the evening I'm ready to stream. And again, that's not an easy. I mean, it is once you've done it. It's pretty straightforward. You just takes me about 15 minutes just to prep everything, make sure everything's all set up. But it takes a bit of time to get used to it. I mean, you need to look at some of my streams from way back. Oh dear. But it's like everything in life, it's a learning curve and you improve over time through experience. Right, okay, there we go. So motorsports, I earned some gold. That last race was not particularly good. What I'm going to do now, fingers crossed. We've got the professional amateur at 99%, and there's one race, or one series yet to complete at 97%. I'm going to start off with Silverstone, the national circuit, which is a 7-lap race. If you look to the right hand side, I've got the opportunity to hire an engineer, hire an agent, hire a manager. What I'm hoping to do is get first in this race and have one final attempt at the other race to see if I can then complete this series, which will then complete the professional amateur series overall. Let's see how we get on. So before we start, let's have a look. There's a few more comments. So Ozil says, at the start, it is a bit uncomfortable or tiring, but after some time, I guess it builds a muscle memory or a habit. Indeed, you are correct. That's absolutely spot on. And Ty says, your videos and streams help me a lot. Always a great time when you post. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for saying hello in the chat. And thank you for your nice comments. Always very much appreciated. Ozil says, this couple clashing pro amateur series, second last race is difficult. Yeah, but isn't it nice to race some of the good old fashioned cars? I do enjoy racing some of the older cars. And ultimately, this is what real Racing 3 was all about. Traditional road cars on racing tracks. That's why I'm not a big fan of the oh god no, this is one of the worst tracks as well. I'm not a big fan of motorsports as a result, at least in real Racing 3. I can tell you now I'm going to struggle with this this race. This track at Silverstone is one of the worst tracks to overtake on. Right, okay, so I'm in 10th, so that is 9 cars to overtake, 6 laps to do it in. That is a big ask on this track, I reckon. It's funny because Silverstone as a track, when it's the Grand Prix circuit, lots of overtaking opportunities. Not so on this particular track. Okay, up into 8th. So what's that? 7 cars to overtake. After this lap, 5 laps to do it in. Okay, outside chance. And they're all grouped up as well, so... Probably shouldn't have spent money on brakes. There was me being cheapskate in terms of spending gold. That might backfire. So 7 cars to overtake, 5 laps to go. So at some point I need to overtake more than 1 on a lap. Alright, bit of focus now, because this is going to be hard work. There we go. That's 2 this lap. So 5 cars to overtake, 4 laps to do it in. Now the good news is, potentially, is that we might catch back markers, and that might help me out, because these guys are rubbish at overtaking back markers. But I might lose a lap, just catching the next car. Therefore not do any overtake. Yeah, this isn't looking good. That being said, it's not all over yet. We've still got 3 laps. They are going to catch back markers. They will therefore slow down. It's not over. However, I'll tell you now, I've got a lot to do in the last lap. Oh dear. I'm not catching anyone else up, unfortunately. So it's all in the back markers, and I've got 2 laps. I think the top 2 cars have caught back markers. Nope. Figment of my imagination. Yes, I'm not going to do it again. This series has proven to be quite hard. Final lap. I think they have now just caught back markers, but I think they're too far away from me, unfortunately. Yeah, there we go. Third. Now again, if I was playing this to win, which obviously I am, I'd take it offline. But the problem with taking it offline is you can't stream it. So we'll have to just carry on giving it a go. Okay, there we go. Nothing earned. Guardian, do you have plan to do sim racing? I have no plan. Doesn't mean I'll rule it out. You never know. Let's find out. What else we got? Aaron C. John says, I improved my weekly time trial time to 59.7 seconds. Well done. That's excellent. Now in Group C. Okay. Show off. Well done. Well done indeed. Ozil says, take shortcut in the last turn. Yeah. I didn't though, did I? Right, okay, there we go. So that is that car done. We'll service it. I was hoping to complete that today. Didn't happen. So we'll be back Friday for that one. Moving on, we've got Pro. Now we've got two series that I've been working on here. In the last stream, I upgraded the cars to put them in a position to potentially do some racing. Vintage Muscle and Maximum Muscle. I'm going to start off with Maximum Muscle because this car has one race. It isn't quite up to the minimum PR. So we've got 45.1 and we need to upgrade to 46.2. Which track is it? Red Bull Ring. Okay. So what I'm going to do, so that's 45.8 and that's 45.7. So those two upgrades are the cheapest. This one is more expensive. I'm just going to do the cheapest ones again. Now I've spent 40 gold just upgrading there. I don't think I get anywhere near that back. 19 gold. Fair enough. Let's do it. Let's see if we can complete, though, another series in the game. 6 laps, Red Bull Ring. Oh, it's the short circuit as well. Ugh. Let's hope this is the first and last time you see this car in the stream. Although, to be fair, it's a nice little car. Right, I'm going to go round the outside. How many times have you heard me say that before? Oh. There we go. Look at that. Oh. Hey. Definitely has traction control problems, this car. I'm into 8th. Need to be careful around some of those corners. Oh no. Quite a muscle, but it ain't got any grit. Okay. 7. 5 laps to go. 6 cars. to overtake, so it's close again. Oh. There we go. Perfect. Fifth, 4 cars to overtake, 4 laps to go. That's about right for me. And get one on this corner. There we go. Possibly even up to third. There we go. Fantastic. The key to this car seems to be not pushing it too hard in the corners, because once you lose traction, it's hard to get it back. There we go, here we go. We're in third, we're into second. 3 laps still to go, 1 car to overtake, and I can get this guy on the corner. Just say hello to him, just give him a little rub there. Into first, boom. Now if you're starting out in this game, what I would say is just take these series as far as you can with spending the least amount of gold. I'm coming back to them now simply because I've pretty much won all the cars I can win, and the upgrades in terms of discounts are on cars that I've already got fully upgraded. So I've now got the opportunity of coming back to some of the early series and completing them, but it does cost a little bit more gold, or quite a bit more gold than what I'm going to win. But because the cars are earlier in the early series, even fully upgrading the cars doesn't cost too much. I think all the cars we see today, I think in total I've spent less than 200 gold. Now you compare that to some of the hypercars that we see that we have the opportunity of fully upgrading. You're spending 500, 600, 700 gold, and that's potentially when you've got a 50 or 40% discount. So I guess what I'm saying is, if you're new to the game, don't follow what I'm doing here, but instead make a mental note and come back to it once you've completed all that you can in the game and you've got no opportunity to win cars, no opportunity to take advantage of discounts on car upgrades. See you in 10 years might be the response to that. But there we go, that is another series up to 100%. Boom. 1 success, 1 failure. Ozil says, I also spent 25 gold today to max out the Ford Shelby because ops were too hard and PR was low. And PR was low too. It doesn't even have an exclusive series. I guess sometimes you have to break some rules. Yeah, so my rules aren't hard and fast. They're a guide. If you stick to the guide, generally speaking, it'll work. But like, for example, as I said for myself, so stage 1 in terms of getting this game done is save your gold as much as you can, do the early tiers, do the early series. The cars only cost M dollars, the cars only cost R dollars. Build up your garage. By just completing those series, you'll build up your gold. And obviously you'll increase your fame level as well. Stage 2 is when you've got more cars in your garage than what you need. So in other words, you've got over 50% of the garage you actually own. You'll find that Out of the 8 events in an update, you probably only need to win between 4 and 6 cars. And so you have a couple of weeks off when you don't have to spend any money to win a car, which means you can then focus that money on upgrading cars on the weeks then that there's a discount on a car, and it's a car that is going to earn you maybe not as much money as you spend, but it won't be far off. And then there's a third tier where there's no events where you can win the car, except obviously the brand new cars. There's no discounts because you've got all the cars fully upgraded. So where are you going to spend your gold? You go back to the beginning of the game and take those series that you hadn't quite taken to 100%, take them to 100%. That's effectively what I'm doing now. Now, up until this release, I didn't know this third stage was even a thing, but now I do. There we go. Learning something all the time playing this game. There we go. Maximum muscle, 100%. Quite happy with that. 1.5 hours we've been streaming. Road collection, unfortunately, still at 82%. Right, next to maximum muscle, we do have vintage muscle. Now, this car has quite a bit of racing to be done. So let's have a look. We've got the cup at second. We're not worried too much about doing that. And elimination. Let's see where we are. So 15.7. The car is at 16.5. Do I give that a go? Let's give it a go. Still got some upgrades to apply to fully complete the series, but as we don't necessarily need it right now, let's see where this car finishes. Now, here's another example of a lower PR car. I do find the lower PR cars, you've got to keep on the track because their acceleration is really slow. So the moment you go off track is when you slow down, and it takes a lot then to catch the cars ahead of you because the acceleration just isn't brilliant. You can still do, see, look, there you go. Oh, you can still do the same tactics going around the outside in the first corner. But again, this is another car where traction control being off isn't brilliant. Oh, good grief. What happened there? Did you see that car just go flying off? See what I mean about the aggression of the computer opponents just being turned up to 11. Okay, where am I? 6. Okay, that's not bad. Oh man, look at that. Look how much time you lose there once you lose that grip. Right. So I've got, technically, oh dear, I've got 3 cars to overtake, but lost it again. I mean, they're all pretty close, but yeah, struggling here. The temptation is to push hard, but you actually just need to brake early into the corners to catch them up. See, there we go. Okay, final lap, I'm in 5th to, in fairness, I mean, obviously I'd like to get first, definitely going to get first. I think realistically, oh good grief, I can get third. Not with driving like that, though. you go, third. Man, that was hard work. Oh, that hurts. Oh. But it is. Ozil says sliding forever. Yes indeed. When I skid, I leave the accelerator and tilts the car straight and press it against. Instantly help me to get back in control. Or almost instantly we hold it too long after skidding, it keeps on. Find it depends on the car. This is a car that with traction control off, it slides all over the place. I actually find it best to take the acceleration off to rebalance the car, is my personal preference. But ultimately, the moment you skid, you're losing time. That's my opinion on that. But there we go, third. Got the opportunity to race again. I'm thinking of doing one of the other tracks if the car's PR is high enough. In fact, you know what? Let's do one of the... Right, so I can do engine and I can do body. So let me just have a look at this. Let's come back out there. Hello. There we go. Let's just come back out there. Let's go to the final tier. So it's 18.1. Engine 25. So I'm going to do that even though it's expensive, because then there's an R dollar, which obviously I've got loads of R dollars. And then the other thing I'm going to do is body, because again, there's gold followed by R dollars. Now, I'm not at 18.1 yet, but I suspect come Friday, once those upgrades have been applied, we should be pretty close to being good enough. Okay, so what are we going to do? Let's go back to tier 18. It's, oh gosh, it's Daytona. Do we have to do that? Yeah, I guess we do. Fine. Daytona road course. One of my least favorite tracks. Is that only 16 cars? Yeah. All right, might have an opportunity here then. So 2 laps for 16 cars, possibility. Problem is this car does slide quite a bit, so got to be really good on the brakes, I think. There we go. There we go. Through the gap. All right. Blimey. What a difference a couple of upgrades makes. So there you go, traction control lap. As soon as I put the brakes on, so the acceleration on, lose it even more, into 4th, not a problem. I do see myself getting into 2nd before the end of this lap, but 1st is already has quite a gap over 2nd. They're going to 3rd. Brakes on, just through this chicane, try and be in a position so I can accelerate out, past 2nd, there we go. I am quite a bit behind 1st though. Would you believe this car is doing 150 miles per hour? That's crazy. Is that engine purring or is it roaring? Not entirely sure. I'll tell you what's going on though. I'm off track. I did brake too late there, and that's pretty much blown my race. Oh well. Second it is. Now the other thing I'm going to do after doing this is I am going to look at 2 more series and look to upgrade the cars. Um, and hopefully that'll be the last upgrades I'll be doing for a while. I have got quite a bit of gold, so I'm not overly worried about spending a bit of gold. And the next 2 series has cars also that are in or have the potential of opening up an exclusive series. So it's completing a series in this particular range, which is an expert, and also opening up 2 additional exclusive series. Now, I did actually say some of the lower PR cars are a little bit more forgiving. This appears not to be one of them. You know what? Second is fine. Let's have a look inside. Ooh. See again. Old car, plenty of visibility in the car. There we go, second. Not brilliant, but not bad. Ozil says, in the cars, stat, what is the third stat? 1 is top speed, 2nd is accelerator, 4th is grip. It's braking. So it is the one stat that everyone ignores, but actually it's really critical. How good is the car at braking? Because that really gives you an indication of what the braking zone needs to be into a corner. So I think it bases it on weight. So basically, the higher the weight of the braking, was it? Let me just go in and have a look. Hold on. I might have got that wrong. Let me just double check that. Sorry, I've got that completely wrong. So yeah, it is braking basically. So it's how quick it is at braking. So you actually want that number to be as low as possible. So the lower it is, the better it is at braking. I was thinking of grip, which is obviously to do with weight. Yeah, there we go. So those 2 series, maximum muscle completed. Vintage muscle might be around for some time, but below it we've got 2 additional cars to have a look at. We've got the Nissan Production Heroes, 87% at this moment in time. We do have all 3 cars. The top car needs to be at 37.5. Now, interestingly enough, the top car, as you see there, I've only got 7 out of 28 upgrades applied, but it has an exclusive series. I'm not even looking or checking. My view at this moment in time is completion percentage. So probably not going to do any racing today, but let's get this upgraded. So it's gold and then it's our dollars. It looks like it's about 25 gold for tier 2, which probably means it's going to be 175 gold ish. Let's just get it done. Let's not worry too much about it. I know some of you are wincing right now. Just put it behind you. You'll survive. I'll survive. Let's just get it done. And now, if the car is upgraded enough to do some racing, we'll do some racing. But I suspect not. 29.4 at the moment. And there we go. 30. So that'll be ready for Friday. VTEC versus... Let's call it Vankel to stop being rude. 35.7 to complete the series. Again, the top car has an exclusive series, but again, the top car only has 7 upgrades at this moment in time. So, again, we'll do... Oh, good grief. Oh, no, that's a disaster. Oh, no. I didn't realise that. Oh, is this another car that's all, gold? Oh, dear. That's hurting. Ouch. 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 Yeah, that's hurting. 28.5. What PR is that? 33.1. Fine. No. Okay. Let's upgrade a bit more then. Now, there we go. R dollars at last. Drivetrain. Boosh. R dollars at last. Right. Okay. Body. R dollars. There we go. Suspension. R dollars. Exhaust. Gold only. That's it done. Brakes. R dollars. Yay! Tires and wheels. R dollars. There we go. So potentially this car will be fully upgraded on the other side. Ozil says, "Oh my God, you're spending all that gold." Yes, yes, but look how much I've got left. 2,373. Potentially now these 3 series, I've got the cars upgraded to complete, but also when they are fully upgraded, they'll open up 2 exclusive series. So don't worry too much. Still got plenty of gold there. 2,373. I'm not going to be spending any more gold at all for quite some time. Now, what I need to do is check that I've done all the racing up to this point, because I'm sure there's another race. Yes, there is. Yes. So in Road Collection, exclusive series, we've got the Honda Civic Type R, which is at 16%. So I've got the opportunity, you'll laugh at this, of taking this to 25% for a whopping 2 gold. Ozil says I've spent around 500 gold today. Yes, indeed I have. But you know what? We'll get it back. Don't worry. We'll get it back. In fairness, in terms of the next gold to be spent, it's not going to be for what are we on? Tuesday. So basically another 13 days. So we've got 13 days to earn that back. So that's fine. So don't worry. Don't worry. It's all part of the master plan. Right. Okay. So 16% for this series. What I'm going to do is the elimination. When I've done the durability on the car, there's a couple of time trials left, and that is what we'll finish off on. So it's a very different way of racing in Real Racing 3 to what I would normally do. But it's actually quite exciting. Because you said I spent 500 gold today, but that's across 3 different cars, 3 different series, and we have 2 exclusive series about to be opened up. So it's all good. And I'm not having to spend any more gold now for another 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Take your average earnings of 50 gold a day, 2 weeks, let's say I'm reckoning 13 days, that's 50 gold a day, that's 500, that's 650 gold. There we go, that's the money back. See? Nothing to worry about. And we've got plenty of racing in the multiple series streams. It's all good. Ironically though, I'm only going to get 3rd here. think I might have just got second, but there's no chance of getting first. Oh well. Let's just park the car there. There we go. So Ozil says 20 days to Jesco. I can get like $20 million from only ads. Let me have a think. Can you get that? I don't think you can. Can you get that? No, you can't get that. No. Do you get, just out of interest, do you get double reward for ads? I am intrigued because I do get double reward from ads, but I wouldn't get 20 million. I think I would get probably about just over 500,000 a day if I was to play all the ads. Yeah, let me know. Do you get double rewards for ads? I believe it's probably associated with your well, it might be country specific, but I think it's also associated with what your fame level is. I think there comes a point in a fame level where you get a double reward for a daily reward, and I think it's the same now on the ads. But it does seem to disappear every now and then. Right, I'm just going to focus on elimination. So I'm at 17%. So when's the next elimination? Let's have a look. There we go. So tier 11, the national circuit at Silverstone. Ozil says, yeah, double rewards, $4 KR and two gold per ad. Okay, you see, there you go. That's all right. That's good. So you are correct though. Think about that. If you think about that logically, although sometimes it's a bit hard to, you can't really be sat doing ads. But if you've got the opportunity, I don't know, in an evening, just to put it on your side while you're doing other stuff and playing the ad every now and then, it should, at the very least, it should be easy enough to earn, let's say, the first 30 videos, which gives you 20 gold, and 20, so that's 40, $80,000. I mean, that's not bad. And then you do that over 10 days. That's $800,000 there. It's not a brilliant way of earning it, but you know, it adds to it. Right, okay. Right. So tier 11, elimination, national circuit, Silverstone. This car is proving to be hard work. So Ozil says, I got 30 gold from ads today. You see, there you go, you see? And that's how you do it. It's not brilliant, the way in which you do it, but it's one way of doing it. I mean, the other way as well is obviously racing earns you gold when you go up a fame level. If you go past a completion percentage in terms of 25, 50, 75, 100. Competing in the weekly online tournament, competing in the weekly time trial. In addition, if you're new to the game, you do get rewards down the bottom. So if you do certain things, like hit a top speed of 200 miles per hour, you get a reward. Those sort of things. So there's plenty of way within the game to earn gold. So I'm not worried by the fact I've spent 500 gold. Typically on a Tuesday, when there were cars to upgrade, even with discounts, I was spending 500 gold. So, as I said, I'm not worried at all. I'll get the money back in a week or so. Now look at this, I'm stuck in third place again. On the Silverstone track that I'm not a big fan of. Okay, so this will be the last car of today. Again, it's another 2 hours worth of racing. Pretty good. Pretty enjoyable today, to be fair. There we go. There we go. We got second. There we go. Perfect. I'm doing all this effort for 2 gold. There you go, in the lead. Better to leave it late than never to get it done at all. I believe that's a famous saying. If it's not, quote me when you say it. Right, there we go. First. At last we got a first. Ozil says, I started giving my maxed out cars metallic silver as well from the start, just a coincidence. But I think Jesco should have some different colour. It's a special car. Silver would make it look a bit average, I guess. Well, I don't think any of my maxed out cars look average. They look like they belong in my garage, including the ones that are in the shame garage, of which there are now a few. Right, 19%. Moving across the tiers to the next elimination. There we go. Oh, God. So it is, unfortunately, a Formula E track, and it's one of the worst ones, the Berlin circuit. Let's get it over with. Let's suffer the pain now so we don't have to suffer it later on. Oh, 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 oh. Okay, we're into fifth. Make that fourth. I really don't like this track. Make that third. Here we go, second. Okay, we've done okay. And to be fair, my cars aren't silver; they're metallic black or metallic chrome, I think is the colour. But I think they look good. I also changed the rims as well. Now on some cars you can't. Oh, I'm not liking this. It looks like I might have to do with second. So I've had a third, first and a second. Okay, I'll tell you what, that was good. We caught up there. Let's see if we can overtake them. Oh. There, here we go. There we go, into first. Not going to lose this lead now. There we go. Another first. Get in. So Ozil says it would take me around 2 years of watching ads and getting $1 million a day for 2 years to have the same odd dollars as you. But it would take like 1 month to get the same gold as you, and people say gold farming. Yes, but you've got to realise all the cars in the events cost gold. So you're talking about getting it in terms of then not spending it. And in fairness, what you're highlighting is the big problem in this game, which is once you've done the earlier series, all the cars cost gold. And I don't mean in terms of buying them, I mean in terms of upgrading them. So, I mean, again, that shows you that even though tiers like levels 1 and 3 of an upgrade tree on a car is our dollars, I can earn that back because in every race you earn R dollars, and it's R dollars on a hypercar. So it's quite easy to wipe out that debt. Whereas gold, it's very hard to come by. So you are correct. But what you won't have, and let me just give you an indication of this hasn't been earned in a couple of years. This has been earned playing this game on and off for 12 years. So if we go to my garage, and again, I'm not showing off, I'm just showing you how big the game is. This game is absolutely huge. There we go. Is it in there? There we go. Look at that. Look at my earnings. Now, interestingly enough, it hasn't talked a great deal about gold, but earnings 1 billion, 1.3 billion R dollars, but I've only spent half of that. M dollars, 271 M dollars. In fact, you can see money spent in terms of R dollars. I've almost got as much money still in R dollars than what I've spent. Now look at the gold. Total gold gained 173,000 gold. But all I have left at the moment is 2,373. Hopefully that gives you an indication of the cost of this game. In fact, let me go back in there because I'm. Where is it? Hold on, hold on, hold on. Is it there? Isn't there a garage? There we go. Look at my garage value. I have a garage value of £2 billion in terms of cars. That doesn't happen overnight, and it definitely doesn't happen in a couple of years. But that's the thing. If somebody was to say to me, "What's the beauty about this game?" One, all the cars drive differently, which I think is fantastic, and two, it's actually a huge game. It's massive. This game is so big. Look at how many cars you can potentially win. It's 328 plus 226. So what's that? 554? 554 cars. No, yeah. 554 cars. That's a massive amount of cars. Right, anyway, back to racing. 21%. What's the next elimination? There we go. Tier 18, the long track at the Porsche test track. Ozil says 170,000 gold. Yep. Think about that. Think about that. And then think how long it's going to take for you to earn that. In fact, think about how long it's going to take for you to earn 1.3 billion R dollars. By the way, please don't give up. The point is every step you take is a step closer. As I said, this is a huge game. And sometimes I wish the developers would understand how big a game they've created. But sometimes I feel they don't. There we go, into first. It's also interesting again how this car behaves so differently on different tracks. How it's a lot easier to get first on some tracks and very hard to get first on other tracks. Although that being said, I have just dropped back down to second. We go back into first. There we go. There we go. Ozil says, I will play the game until it isn't fun and enjoy it. Once it's gone, I am gone. Fair enough. There we go. There we go. Now, a long time ago, I did have my garage at 100% and everything in terms of series within it at 100%. But that was a long time ago. But slowly but surely, I'm working my way back up. I think my first stream, I think, ironically, I think Motorsports was at 61%. So that's hardly moved in terms of completion. It's like 63% at the moment. And I think Road Collection was all the way down at 58%. And now it's up at 82%. So we're doing okay. So 23%. It looks like I've still got some durability left, but I'm getting a bit bored, to be fair, with this car. So I think I'm just going to do a time trial, take it to 25%, and then we'll call it a day. We have been racing now for over 2 hours. So again, it's been a good session. It's been good doing some of these cars. I'll be honest, I am finding this car a little bit on the boring side. But, you know, you've got to do the good and the bad. At least this car has half decent traction control, even when traction is turned off. I think today we'll just take this to 25% and then we'll call it a day. We'll do a quick review. We'll talk about what's coming up on Friday and then we'll talk about what we're doing tomorrow. There we go. That should mean 25% and 2 gold earned. Oh, how we laughed. Okay, I'm not going to do any more racing if it's at 25%. We'll leave the car there. There we go. 2 gold, 25% achieved. Thank you very much. Okay, so that is the end of racing for today. So just to summarize, Honda Civic Type R exclusive series to 25%. We've got 4 gold on the board in terms of an online multiplayer tournament. That will return on Friday. I'm only in D in terms of the weekly time trial. That will return on Friday. In terms of motorsports, we have taken GT4 to 77%. We're not going to get to 100%, but there are a couple of little races to be had. So we'll have a go at improving that. Finally, Road Collection, having a bit of a nightmare with the Pro Amateur final series, which is the Giulietta Jam, 98%, struggling. So I've got 3rd on the Cup in Tier 20. It's probably one of the worst races you can do, the National Circuit at Silverstone. Very hard to overtake on. And only got 2nd on the Daytona International Speedway. I'll just keep trying and keep on going until we succeed there. And what we've also done today is in the Pro section, there were 4 series here. Been able to complete the maximum muscle, so that's done. That's not required again. Vintage Muscle will be back on Friday. And in addition, even though we've not done any racing, we've got the Nissan Production Heroes, upgrading the Nissan 370Z Nismo bracket Z34 to A, complete that series, and B, open up its exclusive series. And then we've got the VTEC versus Vankel. I am not saying the W word. And again, we're upgrading the Honda NSXR to enable us to complete the series and also open up the exclusive series that car is in. So on Friday, plenty of racing. But I hear you ask, and Ozil may be asking this question. Surely he's asking this question. And he said, what's tomorrow? Well, tomorrow we'll be starting the Bugatti Centodici limited series. And as always with a limited series, we'll be doing this in two parts because typically on a limited series, you get 24 hours of free servicing at least on a car that already exists in the game. Just so you're aware, don't get too carried away about getting 24 hours on the McLaren Solus GT Limited Series. You won't. You'll just get one opportunity with that car, I'm afraid. But the Centodici Limited Series, we should get 24 hours. And what that means is tomorrow, I will stream a little bit later so that then on the Thursday, I can stream a little bit earlier and take advantage of that 24-hour window of free servicing. Okay, there we go. So my gold has dropped to 2,375, but I reckon it might go back up over the next few days. Let's find out on that. So Ozil says, let's finish off with a few comments by Ozil. Ozil says, I have seen maybe many people stick to one game even after they don't enjoy it anymore. Then I feel like a job boring and monotonous. So it's better to take a break or leave if forever. There's always something else, something better you can race in. Indeed, in fairness, I don't mind this game. What I'm annoyed about is the fact that the developers fundamentally and clearly have moved away from the um, what the game was always about. The game is called Real Racing. Fundamentally, this game is about taking production model cars and racing them on racetracks. That is what the game was about. But because they've got this motorsports sports section, everybody's interested in motorsports, and they're moving into that area. And I kind of understand why, because more people are interested in motorsports than good old-fashioned production model cars. But I like racing the old style cars on the uh, racetracks. I enjoy it. So it's a bit disappointing them not to have some of the older style cars in the game. Clearly they're focusing on motorsports. It doesn't mean I don't like it. I don't like it when they forget the heritage of something, whether it be a game or something else. That's what I mean. Am I still enjoying the game? Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. I'll tell you what I didn't enjoy. The event for the McLaren, what was it called now? I've forgotten what it's called. The McLaren Artura GT4. Although strangely enough, it was mainly stage four. Stage four was a real pain, and stage five was nice and easy. Anyway, I've talked enough. I've talked enough. So there we go. That's the end of racing for today. I will be back tomorrow. I will be a bit later in terms of starting. We'll be doing the Bugatti Centodici Limited Series. It will be in two parts. Part one will be tomorrow. Okay, there we go. Right, hopefully you've enjoyed this stream. If you have, please give it a thumbs up or a like. If you'd like to see more of this type of content, then please subscribe to the channel, The Fifth Guardian, if you watch on YouTube, or follow The Fifth Guardian if you watch on Rumble. With that being said, I hope whatever is left of your day is a very good one, and I hope to see you all tomorrow. I will be a bit later, but nevertheless, I still hope to see you all tomorrow. Until then, thank you and goodbye.